Hello everybody, this is the Hebrew Jamaican Coolie back again with another video. So last night you saw when we did our Bible study, we actually did that like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was still up editing until 3. I wanted to push the video out as soon as I can, but let's dive a little bit deeper again into this type of lifestyle in which a lot of these women, right, they're plagued with so much demons, and like I said before, a lot of them are coming out of the industry with little to no money at all because they spend most of their money on drugs and alcohol, right? The woman that you see right now, I had to do a little bit of research on her a little bit more just to get her name. Her name is her alias on the thing was Fat Cheeks. You understand? And this woman came out swinging. She came out swinging, right? But mind you again, like I said before, this woman is now homeless. And as you can see, I'm doing it on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel because he covered it. I'm trying to get like original data and stuff, but it's like really hard to find the original videos, so this is what I basically have to do. You understand? So anyway, let's continue and stuff like that. Listen to this.
Response been? Anybody you know seen the video, the first Ghetto Gagger scene?
Yes.
Yeah, what are they saying?
Some people say I'm nasty, some people...
Nasty like beat? Or...
You are nasty. You are nasty. You understand? You are nasty.
Nasty like...
And when you look at her, look at this. Look at this. Look at her face. You can already tell the type of woman she is. Right? I'm not just talking about the makeup or anything like that. Look at the piercings. Look at on the arm. Look at what is on her arm and stuff like that. You understand? Tattoos all over the place and things like that. Right? Listen to her verbiage. Listen to how she speaks. And this is why I tell you guys a lot. You see, it doesn't matter what part of society a woman comes from. If you sit down and observe and listen, you're going to be able to decide very, very quickly how to behave around that woman or how to treat her.
Like you let them spit on you and shit. Like,
yeah.
For real. Yeah.
So, the brothers, how do they receive it?
But I don't really like it. Like,
yeah.
Let that white man do that to you.
Exactly, right. Do that.
Yeah, so if a lot of you don't know what Ghetto Gaggers is, it's basically a white-owned pea industry, but it's centered around a type of, I don't know what to call it, but what it does is demean our black sisters a lot. Excuse me. It demeans our black sisters a lot. It trust me, it's nasty. It's really, really nasty. Vomiting, they push it deep, vomit, and then they have these women. Some of them have to be like, I don't know, man. It's some abnormal type of stuff that goes on that channel. All right.
Put up your fist, Black Power style. Go ahead. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Say, F you, brothers. Come on.
Brother.
There you go.
Now, even though she was a bit hesitant to do it, the reason why she did it is that deep down, that's how she felt about black men. You understand? Who are you? How dare you tell me to act with decency and modesty and respectability and honor? Who are you? I can do whatever I want with my body. I'm a grown woman. You understand? Okay, now, right? She's disrespecting black men. But she don't know that she's not just only disrespecting black men, but she's also disrespecting black women as well. Because you see, this falls also on the female spectrum. of black society as well. This type of behavior is what a lot of men are complaining about, not just from black men, but from around the entire spectrum of men. This type of hood rat behavior, this type of ghetto-ness, this type of lack of class behavior, low class, no class behavior, this is what a lot of men, period, are talking about, but we're being told to shut up and deal with it. You understand? And this is a representation of the black community that people want you to believe is actually the black community. That's what they want you to believe. Why do you think they do this to black women? You think they do this out of love to black women? You think Ghetto Gaggers is done out of love for black women? Or out of a desire for black women? No. It's done to show you that black women aren't worth anything. And that they're going to treat them what they're worth, which is nothing. Alright. So we're gonna skip forward to her street interview now. Alright, let's see if we can go to her street interview.
See how not
Yeah, I don't want to get flagged by Duke Jackson for his thing, you know.
And adult entertainment porn.
So you done all those?
Yeah, I've done pretty much a little bit. The lifestyle.
So, but what was it that caused you to become homeless though? I'm still confused.
Alright, so he's asking her what caused it. Let's go back again, right? Because we really need to take a look at this woman right here. See that? Right? And let me go to the point where she's showing up right? And
There you go. Say "F you, brothers." Come on.
see?
Brother.
There you go.
And there's the middle finger, right? Which really means F you, brothers, right? F you, black community. I don't care how this makes us, how people perceive us. I'm gonna do what I want for a little bit of coin, for a little bit of change. Alright? And apparently he didn't do anything with it other than party out the money, which I don't believe he even gets a lot from something like Ghetto Gaggers. You know, from what I can tell. I don't think you get a lot from Ghetto Gaggers, right? Now, if you want to see the full interview, it's from Atlanta Street interview with her about her being homeless now. Now, here we are. Let's go to... Alright.
fat cheek.
Yeah, her name was Fat Cheeks and stuff.
31 years old, and she
Alright, here we go.
in her life put her on the path that she that you can see how not having a father in her life put her on the path that she's on right now.
So, but what was it that caused you to become homeless though? I'm still confused.
The lifestyle. Dancing, prostitution, and adult entertainment porn.
So you done all those?
Yeah, I've done pretty much a little bit of everything.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about that. But I thought they made pretty good money. Like I thought dancers make pretty good money.
I think everybody have their up and downs in it. It depends on what you're doing with your money. I mean, every girl has a different story.
So again, you know, they get a certain type of money, more money than I probably would make, more money than I probably would make in say 3 months. You know, they get in one shot, you know, they get that money, right? And they don't do anything with that money. They spend it on alcohol, parties, and drugs. And look at where this woman is right now. She is currently homeless. Am I celebrating that she's homeless? I am not. Do I feel sorry for her? I do not either. I'm sorry, as I said before in my last video, if you have to learn that you will reap what you sow in this life. You understand? And a lot of people tend to have this whole skewed view of the scriptures that, you know, everything is always sunshine and rainbows whenever you read that book, or everything that it says is also sunshine, rainbows, and skittles. And that's a very huge problem when you're interpreting scriptures, because I feel like a lot of people are going to get hurt because they're not interpreting scriptures the way it is supposed to be interpreted, or they're not living the way in the scriptures that the way it's supposed to be interpreted. Right now, the interview goes on to even talk about her son knowing. So we're going to see if we can skip and find out where it is, where it talks about. Let me see. Her son knows, right? Or, you know, you can actually just look up the video on O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel. But, you know, the interviewer, he asked her about her son, and, you know, isn't she afraid that her son is going to be mocked at school? And she basically just brushes it off. You cause a whole, like I said before, you see these people, they're not up here. They're not up here. OnlyFans models, all these people, they're not up here. Because all they can see is the paper. That's all they're going to be cared. That's all. Even though after a certain point, the paper doesn't matter anymore. The paper doesn't matter anymore. You understand? She's now homeless. He's basically asking her, you know, questions about where her son is, and, you know, does her son know about it? And she said yes, her son knows about it, and stuff like that. And, you know, isn't she afraid that her son might be bullied in school about it? And, you know, isn't she afraid that, you know, people might look at her some way? She brushes it off. She don't care about none of that, which means that she doesn't plan to accept accountability for anything that she's done. Because I can guarantee you that when her son reaches like 17 and he's able to kind of move away from even knowing her, because she's not taking care of him, you know, it's a relative that's taking care of the son. And I also believe he might be in childcare, whatever it is. But I can guarantee you that he's going to distance himself from her because of what she has done, or what the pain that she has caused him by what she has done. We never think about, we're in life, we never think about the people that we affect with our decisions. And I talk about this all the time. I talk about me going out, stepping out on my wife. If I should ever step out on my wife, it's not going to only affect my wife. It's going to affect our children, and it's going to affect them greatly. I can't think about one night or moments of pleasure for a lifetime of pain and suffering and struggle, emotionally, monetarily, physically, mentally, that my children are going to experience just because I decided to have a wild affair, a wild, you know, fire affair, because I wanted to feel like, you know, I was young, or I wanted to feel like I'm with a hot girl, I want to do this or want to do that. For the rest of my life, my kids would hate me. You understand? It took me a while to even forgive my father for what he did. And I've expressed this before. My father went out there, he had a family by another woman or maid. You understand? He had a maid, and then I even learned that this wasn't something that was uncommon with him. That's why my mom didn't want to, when she got a maid, there was this maid named Olive. That was the best maid we've ever had. She was the oldest one, but she was the nicest maid we've ever had. Olive took very good care of us, right? But my father, like, this whole thing of chasing skirt with men, it can't work. It can't. This whole thing of chasing skirt, them the things are unrighteous, yo. As much as we can say that, men always desire to have multiple women, there's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it. This whole thing of constantly chasing skirt and every single skirt you want, get up underneath it, it's not good. It's not good. Now back to the topic now. Back to the industry. In this particular industry, it destroys people, mainly women. The stories that I hear about men, they're not as traumatized as the women that come out and are extremely traumatized. But the thing about this is that many of these women, they don't seek help. They don't do their best to accept accountability for what they've done, which is a part of healing. You understand? And they don't move forward from it. What they do is blame. And they blame every single person except for the person who should actually be blamed, which is them. You should be blamed for doing that. You should be blamed for, living that type of lifestyle. You should be blamed for, not paying attention to the problems and the consequences that would come along with that type of life. But you decided, that's what you wanted to do. That's not anybody else's fault. That's yours. If I walk up to a cliff and see 10 damaged cars at the bottom of the cliff and decide to myself, say, my car is going to be the only car that's going to make it across that cliff, and I drive and I drop down the cliff like every other driver who drove that cliff, I am the person to be blamed, nobody else. Because I looked, I saw the danger, and I saw the results of others who participated in that danger, and yet I chose to ignore it. And that's the problem with modern women today, is that they will see the danger, they will see the results of such a danger, but yet still they have this notion, this God notion, this God complex notion that it can't happen to me, I'm special, and I'm going to be okay. And they go into this industry, and the industry and all the things and all the facets and everything that they have done destroys them, and they come out with literally nothing, especially without a soul. You understand? And instead of looking at themselves internally and saying, I am the person who caused this upon myself, they blame the owners of the industry, they blame the men that they were within the industry, they blame every single person, and they blame people for not wanting to deal with them, they blame men for not wanting to date them, they blame men for not wanting to even be around them, right? But they never blame themselves. And if they sound like they take accountability in some shape or form, this is how they take accountability in some shape or form. Well, I should have seen this coming. I should have known better and stuff like that. That's not accountability. That is not accountability. That is still passing the buck. That is not you looking at it and saying, yo, I really shouldn't have gotten into it. I really shouldn't have made this decision. And look at what it has caused me. That is taking accountability. That is understanding that you have made a very huge mistake in your life. And that you have realized that you shouldn't have made that mistake, and that you are going to probably have to pay for the rest of your life with that mistake. Many of these actresses and actors, especially the actresses, they talk about if they do get into a relationship with a normal person, that person has a fantasy about them. Well, that's what you created, and that's what they watch. So if they do get involved with you, they're basically going to expect a certain fantasy from you. And then when that fantasy has been fulfilled and they realize that there's nothing about you that is special, but everything about you that is disgusting, they're actually taking accountability for being with such a person and they're leaving. And a lot of you are not understanding that. But anyway, guys, if you ever have time, I think you should watch this interview. I believe it's an Atlanta Street Interviews is the original video. And then O'Shea went and looked at the first part. Like, probably he went somewhere and found the first part of her Ghetto Gaggers video. And then he stitched it on his thing, like, combined it. But, let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, like, share the video. Also, if you're feeling generous, don't forget to donate to the channel. This is the Hero Jamaican Coolie. Peace. I am